this game for the ladies, for the money, for the voiceover work. Certainly, I'm seeing hide and hair of that.
But you're not getting the voiceover work because Jethro's getting all the parts that you might get.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, Rick. Yeah, you were the voice of what? The drink driving campaign. You sound like a man who was run over in a drink drive incident. I mean,
dear.
It's like you don't drive.
Yeah, but I didn't get any money for that, did I?
Oh,
did I? I can't remember.
It's like, I mean, talk about...
I don't drive, yeah.
Well,
that's good, I don't drive.
No,
it said don't drink and drive, so I've chosen just to drink.
But at least I can formulate sentences using the English language, and I'm not getting the voiceover work. What's
the English language of the 14th century.
Well, it's better English language and English language. Rather than whatever kind of Middle England language you speak, the language of the hobbits.
All right, Carl.
All right.
See, you're eating a biscuit. I can't believe it. Are you bored with this already? Do you know what? MTV called me last week. They called me again yesterday and said, when can they come down to do they're coming down next Saturday, by the way, to do a little screen test for you. They're going to sort of just film you with a little camcorder. You said this. They're going to film you. Are you all right? Do you want to... I mean, are you hungry? Do you want to go out and have a meal? I can't believe you're eating while I'm on air.
No one can hear that.
Do you know who I am?
No one can hear that.
Explain who I am.
Well, that's Ricky Gervais, right? He's made his name on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, he's done any number of corporate gigs, and they pay silly money. So, I mean, this guy's earning, and really earning beyond his talent. All right?
So I think I deserve a little bit more than a little mank eating a biscuit while I'm talking.
Rick Gervais?
Yeah.
Have you won a BAFTA?
Yeah, too.
All right, so
just
a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl,
well,
what have you won? What have you won?
I got a bronze certificate for doing a full week at school.
That's great.
It was only a bronze.
What's that then? 3 out of 5 days.
And I got me a little Crusaders badge, if you remember.
What's the little Crusaders badge?
The Crusaders badge for the religious club. So
was that the fella that you went and played? You had to go ping pong ball. So they wanted to talk to you about God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a Crusaders badge, did you?
Yeah, that's why I went. That's why I joined. That's why I joined.
For the badge.
I like the little badge. Did 4 weeks and then packed it in. But we were talking about MTV, right? And I was feeling a bit nervous, wasn't I? About like, the way I look.
Right.
And what have you. And then I watched a bit of Celebrity Big Brother and all the fuss that Mark Owen's getting. And he's not that good looking, is he?
He's very... I want to be Mark Owen's mate. If anyone who knows Mark Owen or Mark Owen's listening, I want to be his mate.
Yeah,
I think he's brilliant.
I think he's a nice lad, but what I'm saying is, right, all the girls go mad over him.
Yeah.
And he's not that good looking, is he?
Well, no, he's got... He is in a certain way, isn't he? That sort of non-threatening sort of...
Yeah, but he's not stunning, is he? Do you know what I mean?
No, but... No,
well, what's your definition of a stunning?
Yeah.
Well,
who do you like?
Someone who you look at and you go, God, they're good
Which
looking.
bloke do you fancy?
What bloke do you think's attractive then?
So if I was into men...
Yeah.
In fact, you can still say a bloke's a good looker without, fancying him.
Who do you think is attractive?
Probably, I mean, it depends what you're looking for.
No, just looks. Just look. You think
there's different looks as well.
Of course, yeah. Who do you say was
Pop
attractive?
stars.
Who do you say was, like, stunning in your definition?
A good-looking lad.
Yeah.
Good-looking lad. Oh, look at him over there. He's... Ooh.
Do you find, Robbie Williams, do you find him attractive?
Boy Next Door, look.
No, who do you... Carl, hurry up, because it's, we've only got 2 hours.
Probably... I can't think of one offhand. Mark Owen is pretty good looking then, really.
Well, there's not... Just name one bloke that you think's an attractive guy. There must be one bloke that you've either met or that you've, seen in a pub
Who do you think
on a
is
poster.
Attractive? Tell you what.
Go on.
Tell you what. Works here. Young Alex Zane.
Alex! Well, we know Alex, maybe we can fix you up.
I love you, Alex. You've got so Brilliant. I love that. That's like a ride song or something. That's my favourite one.
Ride-ish.
Ride-ish. Feeder. Yeah. Just the way I'm feeling on XFM 104.9.
Rick, quick question for you.
Go
I'm
on.
thinking a lot of people maybe are tuning in for the first time because of the advertising campaign.
Sure.
Should we reintroduce Karl again? I know we've done this a few times in the past, but just worried that people are going to not really kind of get the measure of him.
I'm Ricky Gervais. I'm the one off The Office.
Yeah.
Steve Merchant. He's not the one in The Office. He's not Gareth. Some people think he is. He's got a funny, weird West Country accent that actually Mackenzie was affecting for the role. Steve wrote it with me. He's a tall, lanky fella. Karl is our sort of, I say producer, but he's the one that pressed the buttons because I was
dog's body.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just because I was too big to run the desk.
Yeah.
I used to have to do.
Literally too big. You couldn't get behind it.
Yeah, and then we discovered that, you know, he looked a bit like a boring sort of, alright, yeah, but then when we sort of, you know, poked him with a stick, he came up with, he doesn't realise, but some of I think, some of the funniest
extraordinary things I've ever
heard. Say hello, Karl.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, classics, I think, so far, that have gone straight to the list include, have you ever used a Y front correctly?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You never see an old person
Eating a Twix.
eating a Twix. These are sort of things. He's back on his campaign to get rid of jellyfish. Why is that, Karl?
Oh, did you see the paper yesterday?
Go on.
There's a jellyfish, right? It's about 15 foot long, about 5 foot wide, and there's a fella swimming next to it, and the paper's going, oh, look at this we've found, there's loads of them in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's because the water's getting hot, so it's making jellyfish really big.
Oh dear. How's the campaign going to get jellyfish get rid of them?
What's your point about jellyfish? They don't do anything.
There's no point. They get in the way. It ruined my holiday, because I got stung by one.
Yeah.
But you think the same thing about Liverpudlians, and we can't just go around, you know, wiping out things that ruin your
let's
holiday.
do the jellyfish first. And then we'll move on to the Scousers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what they do, and I'm trying to look on the internet. I've been busy this week.
You're jellyfish now, not Scousers.
Yeah.
You don't know what
I don't know what they do either.
To sort of try and work out what would happen with the sea if it didn't work, because they say, like, if there's
What?
no...
Slow down. See, Karl, this is what we're talking about. People who've listened for the first time, they've got to listen to every word you say. You want to find out what would happen with the sea if it didn't work?
If jellyfish weren't in there, do you know what I mean? Because stuff like coral, apparently the sea would be in a right state if you didn't have any coral in it. Fish, do you know what I mean? I always worry about how many fish we're sort of eating. Because you go past...
Sorry?
No, do you know, like, you go in Marks and Spencer's or Selfridges...
There's loads of fish in there.
And there's really fancy stuff that you think they've killed that, and it looks good on the counter, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But is anyone going to buy it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a big, like, a shark sat in ice.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, they've got like, a lot of fish...
You sure you won't go around the Tate Gallery?
No, do you know what I mean?
I've never seen a big shark sat in ice in Selfridges.
They do it. And it's like, you go in the morning and you can go back at night and the same shark sat there. Yeah. And it's...
Do you know it's the same shark, do you?
It's the same one.
What, same face?
You sure he just hasn't lost his mum? And he's just like, he went shopping with her Christmas shopping and he's just like, he's stranded, he doesn't know where, he's just waiting.
You know I'm right.
I've never seen a shark in Selfridges.
Well, alright, then say maybe that's one day a week, but on other days they'll have like...
Shark Monday. I think, Selfridges. Today at Selfridges is Shark Monday. Yeah.
No, it's just that...
So your point is that there's all these fish not being eaten?
Yeah. So
and they're being killed?
They're taking them out of the sea, no one's eating them.
And you're worried, what, that the sea's going to rise because the more things you take out?
Well, we're just going to run out.
Because the fish drink it, don't they? And that keeps the water level down.
Yeah.
No, well, you know what I mean. There's stuff that worries me.
You're worried that... Was it you who said that you were worried that... Because, you know, there's sponge in the sea.
Yeah.
But if they took it all away...
No.
Like, is that him?
That's a Stephen Wright joke.
Is that Stephen Wright? What was the joke?
And sponges grow in the sea. That kills me. How deep would it be if they didn't? I love the fact that he confused you with Stephen Wright, who for a living purposely says ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Does that worry you, Karl?
Well, think about that and play a record.
What do you want?
I'd love to. A classic, a beautiful song by Simon & Garfunkel, April Come She Will. April Come She Will, Simon & Garfunkel.
That was in the days when they kept songs short.
Short and sweet. What do you think of that, Karl? As a track?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you like that, do you?
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. That's Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington
introduced.
For you. Coming up on the show, we've got Educating Ricky.
I'm not happy with this.
Oh, really? Because the last few weeks have been genius. What is a drop in quality, is there, of the education of me?
Well, it's just, like I said, I've wasted a lot of time this week searching on the web, right?
You wasted a lot of time searching on the web because you come up with things that aren't true. Why don't you look in books and verified sort of like journals?
The web is the new book, though, isn't it?
No.
The
It is,
web
it's a new
is the
library.
new book.
It's a new
going
library.
wrong.
Yeah.
Well, so I've been searching. There's hardly anything. I spoke to you in the week.
Yeah.
About Monday or Tuesday.
What did you say? There's nothing happened this week in the world.
There's nothing going on. There was a new car wash that you can put dogs in.
There was a car wash you can put dogs in.
That's the only thing that's happened in the world.
And that and the jellyfish, and we've covered that. So, so we've got, I've managed to find some bits, but it's not that good. Rockbusters.
Yeah.
Some
Oh, we've
surprises.
really G'd up, so that's coming up, the thing that's not that good.
Yeah. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Can you just quickly tell us about the car wash with the dog in it?
I don't know what's the
That
story.
didn't make the top
I
three.
didn't waste that much time on it, to be honest.
What did it say?
It just said, you know, how busy are you? Have you got a dog? How about saving some time? There's some car wash out. It's not car wash, it's dog wash. You take it down there, put your coin in, put your dog in, and it comes out clean. See, there's nothing in it.
Is this called a bath, isn't it?
No, but it's like a machine.
Right.
There's a machine. But we'll, you know, that's why I didn't pick it. So we've got some bits coming up. Rockbusters.
Yeah. Rick, can I just explain some of the prizes we got here for Rockbusters? Because I just want you to try and picture, if you would, the kind of XFM listener who'd particularly want this collection of gifts. You've got the best chill out album ever. This is the one, as I said before, that's largely made up of songs you may have heard in adverts.
Sure.
So you've got the Volvo advert on there.
Yeah.
You've got the
Any
T-Mobile
phones,
TV
any
advert.
phones?
T-Mobile.
Brilliant.
That's on there. So that's Roy Cobb. So look forward to that. Yeah, again, just imagine which XFM listener is particularly looking forward to Top of the Morning with Terry Wogan, his 2-disc set there. You've got, it starts with, we've got the Bangles on there, we've got Billy Joel, River of Dreams, Shine On by Mr. Christa Burr. So
that's good.
just look forward to that.
Oh dear.
We got the Only Fools and Horses last year's Christmas special. We gave one of those away last week, but still more to shift.
Do I spy a little free
Yes, there's
car?
a little free three-wheel trotter independent trading three-wheel car, so that's there as well. So, as I say, if you like fairly mediocre comedy,
little Jonathan Ross's face there.
yeah, on the back,
Goldfuss.
and maybe you also want Jerry Halliwell's Body Yoga DVD, Rick. So
Sure.
got that as
Yeah,
well
well, that's
for you.
good quality.
And then just a few token XFM kind of things. We've got the Manic Street Preachers DVD and the U2 best of.
And tell me, Steve, how do the lucky listeners win these?
Rick, I'm glad you've asked. What they do is they email in with the answers to Rockbusters, which is a quiz. That
Hold on, man. How do they email if we don't know the email address?
Rick, again, thanks for asking. Thanks for flagging that up. Ricky.gervais at xfm.co.uk. That'll be coming up shortly. Try and get into the mindset of Karl Pilkington. A lot of people have been trying to email in answers, trying to think through kind of logically, or maybe based on the rules that they've picked up over the years.
Or when he says it in a cryptic clue, they believed him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've just got to think more like a mentalist to try and get win.
First of all, right, the prizes that I source every week.
Explain yourself.
What I said to you we're doing between now and Christmas, because this is just a few weeks till Christmas.
Right.
I thought I'd make up sort of family packs.
Okay.
That the winner can have something. Say like there's a nice U2 album in there, right?
Yeah.
So the winner might want to keep that. But they can get rid of the Jerry Yoga thing.
They can give Only Fools Nurses to Uncle.
To the dad.
To the
right?
dad, yeah.
Yoga.
I think the mum would love the Terry Wogan.
Yeah. The
thing.
yoga for your sister.
Right.
Yeah.
And all that.
So that's what you thought through, was it? Or was it that there was a load of junk in the office?
Or did
and
you
you
scoop
thought-
them up with 2 arms and it's as much you could carry down the corridor?
Yeah.
A little bit of that. But,
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's me workings on why you've got all that.
Okay.
Brilliant, that's
Good. Well,
excellent.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
That's coming up.
And me mum sent some more.
What we also needed
Your
there
mother-
is
he's got a letter from his mum.
My mum did some more Rockbusters for us.
I reckon they're secretly listening, Carl. They've said they're not listening, but I reckon they are. Does that
Well.
worry you?
well, let's play a record and then let's hear your mum's Rockbusters.
Better Warren G.
Carl, well done, mate. Well done.
Regulators.
I hope Nate's involved.
Regulate
Nick Dog?
any
Yeah.
stealing
I hope so,
of
I
his
hope so.
property. We're damn good too.
Nirvana, you know you're right, on XFM 104.9. I had to meet the doctor for this fight thing in the week, and it's the one who's off Big Brother.
The psychiatrist.
Yeah, and but she's a medical doctor, and she's sort of big in the boxing sort of world as well. And one of the tests, I had to do a punch test. The other test I had to do was to get in the bod pod.
Really? The same as Fat Swallow?
Yeah.
And he wiped it down since he...
Yeah. And I was a little bit nervous. And
so what does this do? What exactly does it do?
What it does, you do a displacement sort of calibration with a known volume.
All right, just bear in mind that Carl's listening, so if you want to explain that...
What it does, Carl, is it works out your density.
Okay,
right?
again.
Through displacement, it knows how much what your volume is for the air displaced, right, in this thing. And
in layman's terms, what does it tell you?
Would it work?
It tells you. It knows what muscle weighs. It knows what fat weighs. It knows your average density of your skeleton, what height you are. So it works out from your volume and your density. It can work out, therefore, probably what percentage of that is muscle, fat, bone, etc.
What if you put in one of those?
Oh God!
No, go on then.
No, go on. What were you going to ask?
What would it do if you put in one of those pug dogs?
One of those what?
What do you mean? What would it do?
What, like on Ricky's lap?
No.
Do you know those dogs that are all wrinkling, have got too much skin for the skeleton?
Yeah.
And it's all like caving in and folding over.
Yeah.
Would the machine go, well, we know what you are, so it's all right? Or would it say, oh, what's going on here?
Compute, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like last week when you were laughing at me about...
Why do you want to confuse machines? Do you remember when he put in Y to a computer search engine to try and confuse it? I love the fact I want the computer to come back. Why not? And your head explode. I mean, I love the idea that you're trying to. What? I mean,
It's better than what I thought you were going to say, which is, what if you put a fly in there?
Well,
do you come back half man,
I said, don't let a fly in, yeah. But anyway.
So anyway, what percentage of you is muscle and what percentage of you is fat?
I'm 25% fat.
25% fat?
Yeah.
Now, what's Rick Waller?
And most of me is muscle. Bone density and that. Rick Waller was 60% fat, which I've looked into it, and apparently is exactly the same as a pork scratching.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
So he is
yeah,
the equivalent of a 30-stone
pork, giant pork scratching.
Yeah.
So is 20% fat, is that good or bad?
No, 20%'s all right, 25's over.
Right.
Men, healthy, fit, lean men, about 18, 20. I'm 25.
So you're a healthy, fit, lean man?
No, 18, 20, I'm 25.
Oh, you're 25?
Yeah,
right,
so I'm 5% over. And a boxer, that is in peak, you know, with that, basically, you've seen the ones, they just look, you know, like Bruce Lee. Yeah. They're 8%.
8%, wow.
Fat. So,
is that good for you?
Well, I don't think it's that bad for you. I mean, you know, you need a bit of fat.
Because Bruce Lee supposedly, I mean, there's many rumours, I'm sure you're fascinated by them, Carl, conspiracy theories surrounding Bruce Lee's death. Yeah. One of which is that his body was, it's at the peak of physical perfection. He had an aspirin because of a headache, and it reacted with his, because just the impurities in the aspirin killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's sort of like quite interesting and a bit weird.
Yeah. Yes, that's fact.
He'll have
Well, are you aware of the fact that supposedly he actually cheated death, he actually faked his own death so he could work undercover for the Hong Kong police? Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
And do you believe that as well? Not so convinced.
I don't know.
Do you believe he could kill a man by putting all his energy into a trembling hand and touching him and every blood vessel burst?
Well, it's just another form of trickery, isn't it? I mean, you met up with Darren, didn't you?
Met up with Darren Brown, yeah.
Darren Brown.
Yeah, he's incredible. Yeah, he's probably the Britain's best illusionist, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah.
You can put that on a poster if you want.
Tell you what, though, right? Changing the subject a bit. We were talking about a fly getting in that pod.
Yeah.
Read in the week when I was searching for stuff to educate, you know, the Educate Ricky section. Yeah. Which we will be
Do you want to answer that phone, because it's annoying me? Who's phoning?
I don't know, it's obviously someone who doesn't know that you're talking at the moment, so leave it.
Let him finish your point.
It could be,
leave it.
It could be the head of...
Leave it.
Yeah, go on.
Could be the head of XFM?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so scared.
No.
Awards by really scared. We must
No, I won't be embarrassing him on air going, don't call me when I'm working.
Nice. Right, fighting against the machine. High five.
Yeah.
Raging against the machine.
So anyway, right, we were talking about flies getting in a pod. And do you know, like, how a Barbie doll, if it was real, it wouldn't be able to work? Do you know what I mean? A Barbie doll, if a woman had the...
proportions.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to tie her shoelaces up and stuff, because her legs are too long for her back and all that. Flies, scientists can't work out how they fly.
It's a bee.
It's a bee. It's a bee, not a fly.
No, a fly as well.
No.
A fly apparently its body is like too big for its wings, and they still can't work it out.
Yeah.
How it flies.
Which in your mind says what? Something spooky going on there?
They have worked it out that it's the fact that what they do, the wing actually beats a ridiculous about 150 times a second, so it displaces air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have.
I know what you mean. It's incredible that it can fly because it's got such small wings.
Yeah. All right.
And it's a bee, not a fly.
So, yeah, but other than that, good point.
Right. Bit of Bowie.
Another classic. Be My Wife off the Low album, David Bowie.
Carl, you don't feel depressed, mate. Don't feel low. You know, you can't be right about everything.
David Bowie.
It's a cracker.
Be My Wife off a Low.
Very good indeed.
Yeah.
Rick, you know my frustration with the homeless?
Yeah.
You know they wind me up. I was walking through Soho last night. I saw a homeless fella reading a book.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. If he's got the wherewithal to read a book,
Yeah.
right, he's obviously, you know, he wants to keep himself occupied, his mind educated.
Yeah.
My point is, why not, instead of reading a book, have a quick look through the job vacancies section of the Evening Standard, or maybe just take the time to fill in some kind of application form for, you know, maybe, you know,
So
a job or
what you're
something like
confusing there was is the ability to read with the ability to house yourself.
Well, no, because what I'm saying is, it seems to me he's obviously got a certain, you know, grasp psychologically of, you know, his where
They're
he's
not
like-
mental, people who haven't got
Well,
houses.
a lot of them are, Rick. I've
Well,
seen
a
them
lot of 'em
dancing
have-
and shouting and screaming, you know, and pissing in doorways and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
going
again, you're
crazy.
confusing homelessness with trampiness.
Well, again, you know,
Some
Rick,
people just have
listen,
left home and they haven't got a...
Gervais, I'm not a sociologist.
No.
Sorry if I can't spot all the clever distinctions that
Yeah.
a trained expert such as yourself can.
Well-
all I know is there was a fella reading a book.
Well, you know the ones that have got beards and
Right.
sing little tunes and they
They're my
smell of
favourite.
piss.
They're my favourite. They are
Right?
brilliant.
Yeah,
They are
and
funny.
they're drinking special brew.
Yeah.
Festival one. That's an alcoholic tramp,
Yeah,
right?
they are.
You know
They're
the ones
funny.
that sit with a dog or sell big issue. They just haven't got their own place.
Right.
Do you see?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
again, I mean, because it is tricky finding a place. I know, because I had to move house recently, and it's a nightmare. I had to get like estate agents on it, and I had to go and see a load of places. And I was doing a job as well, you know. And I still managed to fit it in. This guy's just lounging around on the street.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised
He should be able
can't
to find
the time.
loads of places to live.
I'm surprised he can't find the time to visit a couple of different residences.
Yeah.
Because there's some pretty cheap ones. You know, if you go kind of a bit farther out of London, maybe it's because he wants to live in the Soho area, and frankly, it's expensive.
What I'm confused about is the number of homeless people that recognise me and say they enjoy The Office. They've got to be watching it through Dixon's window.
I think that's probably a demographic that's sort of hung over from some of your previous TV work.
The 11 o'clock show.
Yeah, you know, or stuff like that.
The
or,
ones that used to
the
slip
chat
by
show.
to
Yeah, exactly.
Tramps and the French for me.
Exactly, yeah. Some of the weirdos.
Sure.
Or maybe sort of people who watched, you know, have watched the show and then have fallen on hard times since then, I don't know. And this is not necessarily linked, I mean,
No, I
possibly.
wouldn't have thought so. Carl's lost in this conversation. Carl, were we boring you then?
No, it's just, I don't know, it's a bit tight, isn't it?
What?
Because it's like, I sometimes think it could have been me. When I see homeless people and that,
Yeah.
I just think, you know, I nearly killed a man once. It could have totally changed my life.
You want to slow down there. You just want to back up for a second. Just back
What?
up for a second.
No,
You nearly
like,
killed
like,
a man.
like that time when I was in Wales, right, and I picked up a big piece of slate and chucked it off the cliff,
Oh, yeah,
right,
yeah.
and it nearly hit a fella.
Yeah.
Right, in that split second, if he would have decided to sort of go and pick up a shell that was closer to the sea, it could have hit him,
Yeah.
and it would have killed him, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sat here today.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's just all about luck, innit?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, don't know, that's about it, really. That's
That's the point. That's the political,
What was the
sociological
point again? That you there for the
Well,
grace
it's
of God
just-
to
Yeah, no, he's saying, you know, you should count our blessings because, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah,
you never
sure,
know what's around the corner.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what-
if
that's what I'm
Carl hadn't
saying.
met us, he'd still be in that little room making jingles. Now he is a respected household name.
Do you think he packed the book before he left home to become homeless? He thought, right, I'm gonna need the clothes, I'm gonna need the cigarettes, I'm gonna need the dog and the piece of string, and I probably gonna need some reading literature as well, because I'm gonna get pretty bored, like just sitting in the street
Yeah.
begging all day.
Maybe it's
so
one of
maybe I
these-
should take. I want
or-
to catch up on some of the stuff I haven't read. You know.
Or maybe it's one of those themed holidays. You know those trendy middle-class people?
Right.
They go on, like, the adventure holidays and danger holidays. Maybe the latest one, amongst sort of, like, yuppie types,
Yeah.
is homeless holidays.
Exactly, yeah.
They pay, like, £10,000
Exactly.
And they really
get a little
the
area of
experience.
sort of the streets of Soho.
And people come up to them and abuse them.
Yeah.
They're all
Shout
paid.
at
They're
them,
all
yeah,
actors.
Yeah. They get beaten up at night when they're sleeping under a bridge.
They get to try a really safe sort of form of heroin.
Sure. Yeah. That sounds brilliant. Now that's worth marketing.
Themed
Rick.
holidays.
Themed holidays like that. You can have homeless.
Yeah.
You can have like rent boy holidays. Find out what it's like to be a rent boy for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then they have to
And make a little bit of money on the
They
side.
have to wean them off it.
Exactly.
At the end, they go, no, don't keep sucking it.
You can stop
You're finished now. You're a bank manager again. I've just got the taste for it, to be honest. Well,
Can that happen? No, it's worth knowing if that is a possibility. That's worth knowing.
Carl's worried. What? We haven't said anything.
We haven't said anything. We're just
we
talking
haven't
about
said
possible
anything
holidays for
wrong,
people to
Carl.
have.
There's be no complaints. We haven't said anything. The word "suck," as far as I can work out. No, it's not a banned word on the radio.
Is it Rockbusters time?
Okay. Yeah, Rockbusters.
Well, let's play a tune and we'll come out with Rockbusters.
What do you want
Are
to
we going to hear your mums before we have
Best
yours?
holiday I've ever had.
I'll get a taste for it. That's a new American band called My Morning Jacket from the Sweat Bees EP. That's called Lowdown.
Like that.
Yeah, nice.
It's good, yeah. I brought in some adverts, my favourite adverts to play.
Really?
Yeah, they're all new ones as well.
We got those now? Can we hear them?
Do you want to do them now or keep them listening and
do
play
it.
them later?
No, do them now.
Yeah?
Oh, I know, they are good.
Ready? XFM.
XFM indeed, Steve.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just fiddling around here.
What are you looking at?
Well, I'm just looking at some of the emails, and if I can find it, I got an absolute treat from you.
Go on.
Dickie Anderson.
Is he,
Anders, he's emailed in again.
Richard Anderson, our biggest fan.
Biggest fan. He said, Dear Ricky, sorry for not tuning in recently, only I've been busy watching a puddle evaporate. Glad to hear you haven't tinkered with the show's winning formula by trying to introduce any quality into it. That's from Richard Anderson. So, good to have Dickie Anderson listening again. Because he just keeps us on our toes, you know.
Yeah.
And good work, Rich. Thanks for that.
I wonder what he looks like.
Dickie Anderson?
Yeah.
I bet he's a good-looking guy. For some reason, I've always imagined him as being slightly older, with maybe a beard.
Oh, no,
Do you know
I
what I
think,
mean? Like
I
a
think
kind
of
of-
him... I think of him sort of cords and now and sweater.
Definitely cords.
I think he looks like, maybe the Proclaimers.
Yeah, but
Right.
again, with a beard or at least a moustache.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm seeing some kind of facial
And
hair.
he's sort of like, he's sort of, he likes the Cure and the Swiss Nut, but, he snarls at everything. He thinks everything's puerile.
Yeah.
I bet he prefers Radio 5.
Do you think Radio 5?
Yeah. 5, yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
4.
I bet he's a real music snob as well. I bet there's certain bands, it's like rubbish. The Blazing Squad, rubbish. All pop music, rubbish. Britney Spears, rubbish.
Is this defamation of character?
He slagged you off enough times, Rick, and the show. I don't know if
And I'm
they're
only
sort of-
saying it's my opinion,
Exactly.
I imagine, so...
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. I mean, you know, he could be a lovely guy.
to be honest, I'm getting to like him.
What I like about Richard is he's willing to say what he thinks.
Well, it's more than that.
He's a bit like Eminem.
No, it's more than that. He actually hits on the truth too often
Yeah.
for my liking.
Yeah, well, that's-
I mean, this is a shoddy show with very, very little to offer.
You got to remember though, it is a bronze-winning show. We did win a bronze award at the Sonys last year. One of the most coveted of the awards.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bronze.
In my opinion, the bronze is slightly better than the gold.
Well, a lot of people don't win the bronze, Rick. You got to remember that there's not many people who
you see,
win the bronze.
gold's got no intrinsic value. It's just a currency, and in my opinion, bronze is better
Well, yeah.
in a way. Carl, Rockbusters, your mum's Carl.
Yeah, no,
Listen,
we did get a bronze, but this year we introduced Rockbusters. Things will be changing. So,
Hey, we didn't introduce Rockbusters, Carl. Please don't tar us with that brush.
Yeah,
You introduced
and also,
it.
do you remember the show that got that bronze? Was the show with the complaint that was
Yeah.
upheld by the radio authority?
Was it really?
Yeah, the show that got the award and was nominated was the one with the only upheld complaint we've ever had.
Do you think if we hadn't discussed that particular subject for quite as long, we could have got the silver?
I think it was the mention of, and I say this meaning male birds,
Yeah.
of all the cocks.
Right.
Yeah. But do you think the Sony committee was going, I enjoyed the show, if they hadn't
Yeah.
mentioned cocks,
Yeah.
meaning birds,
Yeah, bee birds, yeah.
I'd have given it the silver.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Carl getting nervous.
Rockbusters then.
Yeah.
Chance to win all that stuff Steve was talking about before. We give initials and a cryptic clue, and it's a band, and there's 3 of them, and you email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want some of me mums?
Well, I think before you give us your own, we should hear your mum's, just to sort of set the tone and for
Well,
people
she
to get their heads around the whole
She
idea.
sent some more. They're still not that up to scratch. First one, this group are nice on toast.
Marmalade.
Jam.
Yeah,
Which one?
jam.
Okay. Marmalade would have worked.
Marmo's just as good, yeah.
Yeah.
This man liked his wine.
This man liked his wine.
Dean Martin.
So no cryptic clue, just a man who drinks.
Yeah. But like, isn't there like a myriad of rock stars
I
and
was
pop
thinking
stars who
it.
like booze?
I liked his wine!
I don't think anyone would have ever got that.
That's fantastic! This man liked his wine, Dean Martin. This man liked his golf. Oh, clubby chip face. No, Bunker Smith. Bing Crosby, yeah. He liked his golf. Yeah, that's genius. This man
wore
liked his
trousers.
wine.
Just a couple more. Hope you're not speeding when you meet these. The police.
Oh, it's great.
And, is there any other good ones? Sounds like these lads work for the hospital.
The porters.
Say that again?
Sounds like these lads work for the hospital. Jerry and the pacemakers.
Right.
So we'll
Carl, I have to say, if there was ever, in the future, any doubt that you were your mother's son, that would pay that. Believe me, you are a chip off the old block.
Okay. Well, let's so we have a little record and then educating Ricky and Rockbusters.
So
When the
just
show
remind you, if
really
I can,
starts.
of the prizes. Jerry Halliwell's yoga video DVD. I think it's the latest one in that particular series. So if you've already worked yourself up to, you're looking pretty good, but there's still a little bit of flab maybe around the arse or breast area, then Jerry can help you out there.
Yeah.
We got Only Fools and Horses. This is the Christmas special from last year. Jonathan Ross was giving that one on his morning show this morning. I don't know if they're just trying to get rid of him. Top of the morning to you from Terry Wogan. That's his 2D CD.
I'm sure they were giving that away as
You've
well.
got the likes of Love Theme from Top Gun, obviously Take My Breath Away by Berlin, that's on there. What else we got? We got The Pretenders, you mentioned them earlier. Alison Moyet's on there. Annie Lennox featuring Paul
I
Simon.
still call her Alf.
Loaf is on there. I'm talking of the meat variety,
Oh.
obviously. Miss Tina Turner on Silent Wings. There's an incredible selection there, perfect for saying mum or a deaf aunt. That's the Manic Street Preachers Greatest
How's
Hits
your aunt,
DVD.
anyway? How's your aunt, the one who farted for 5 minutes, Carl?
Also got the U2
not been that well.
What's
up with her?
The best chill out album ever. That's
is she
all
right?
the,
Yeah, she'll be alright.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so that's the prizes up for grabs.
So we were having two conversations
Yeah.
there. I think we're a little bit too relaxed in this show.
Sure.
I mean, people tuning in will just think, do those three people know they're going out live? Or is that a conversation, like, between the records? It's... Do you know what I mean?
It probably sounds like, the record is playing. We think the record's playing and we're just chatting.
Oh dear, what we got, Carl? What we got? Carl.
One opportunity.
Carl, come on.
This is everything you ever wanted.
Eminem, Lose Yourself. Back on form there.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a good tune.
Good. On XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant. Carl Pilkington, more importantly. Carl, come on then.
Right.
I need some education.
It's Rockbusters.
I know, but I need
Rockbusters first.
education. I need some
I know you're
education.
telling but we've promised some Rockbusters.
Educating Ricky, I will be ditching before Christmas.
Why?
It will be going.
Why? Because there's nothing out there.
It's just struggling. I was thinking on the way in today, I can either do doing something more with Steve, because we've done like the Ricky angle. Either we can do
Educating Steve.
No, either like a bit of a call my bluff type thing, but it's like a con merchant, and I have to like trick you.
Okay.
Con
So I'm
merchant,
the
I like
con
it.
and you're the merchant. And then, I was thinking something that you just do some work, and you have a moan for a bit, and that's a bit that's like a wine merchant that you just like whine on about something.
Again,
The pun comes first with you, doesn't it?
You've worked out that first.
Yeah.
That's like, I
Okay.
told you I've come up with a couple of sitcoms for me.
Go on.
One is I've got an imaginary navy called Merchant's Navy.
I've
I've got a navy in it. And the premise is I've got a navy.
Yeah.
And another one is I live in...
And that's as far as he's got as well.
Yeah, that's all I've come up with. If you've got any ideas there, Carl,
Yeah.
then that'd be much appreciated. Another one is I live in quite a salubrious part of North London, and that's called Merchant of Little Venice. And I live in Little Venice. Again, I don't know what happens. But any ideas, Carl?
I've got one where I play an Italian waiter, and it's called Shut Up a Gervais.
Yep.
That's
So
pretty good.
that's the one we're working on now, actually, to follow up with The Office.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something with that.
Yep.
But at the moment, we've got Rockbusters.
Okay.
So these are mine. Number one, You've been dunking that for too long. That's LB. Right,
Dunking that for too long.
Oh, God, that's too easy. That's
but
too
I
easy.
always tease them, don't I? I give them something to make them feel like they're going to win something, and then I hit them hard with a tricky one.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, go on.
So, the first one, so that's the cryptic clue for a band or an artist. Their initials are LB, and
Yeah.
the cryptic clue, you've been dunking that for too long.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. Second one, you won't be able to play that game in this pub because the table ain't big enough. Right? Could be an old artist, could be a new one, could be a band.
What's the initials?
FD. All right? FD. You won't be able to play that game in this pub. The table ain't big enough. And the final one, well, I've had a rubbish day, so I'm happy it's over. Right?
Yeah.
That's the third cryptic clue. The initials being GK. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I've had a rubbish day, so I'm happy it's over. They're the three clues. All you got to do is email in ricky.gervais.
That's great. That's genius.
Which one?
The last one.
All right.
That
Yeah,
is
don't say any-
genius.
don't say
That's the
anything.
best one you've ever done.
All right. Ricky.gervais.
That's great. I don't know the middle one.
.co.uk.
Okay.
Email in them three answers, you win the stuff. We have still got Educating Ricky.
Go on, let's have one. Let's have one.
No,
Just
I'll give you the titles.
give me the titles. Yeah, go on, yeah.
Right, you've got 3 bits of info that's gone on in the world,
Yeah.
or
Possibly.
sort of information.
Older times.
Olden
Never go
times
further
stuff.
back than the 17th century, do we?
Well, no, let's make it clearer. There's 3 bits of information that people have put on the net. Whether or not they're true, different issue.
And that he still gets it a little bit wrong in
Oh,
translation,
always, yeah.
and sort of adds bits to it. Yeah, go
Right,
on.
so we've got...
I love it when he plays out those historical dialogues. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the 15th century, but he goes, so anyway, a bloke says to himself, I'll tell you what I'll do.
So the horse isn't happy. Yeah, go on.
Right, so the 3 that you've got to pick from, you've got get your kit on, we're off down the butchers.
Yeah, let's get your kit on. We're off down the butchers. Yeah.
We've got wash up with you.
Wash up with
What's
you.
up with you? Ah, yeah.
And the last one I couldn't really think of a good title for, so it's just why don't they just get a diary or some paper or something?
Oh, play a record.
We've got to make this into a book. This has got to be a book made for Christmas.
God.
Chapter headings. Wash up.
Oasis, Live Forever on XFM 104.9. Right, we're in the swing of things. It's mine and Steve's favourite bit of the whole show. This is what we do this show for now. Educating Ricky.
Yeah.
Go for it, Carl.
Who said that learning can't be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for the one... What's the one about the butcher, going down the butcher shop?
You've got get your kit on, we're off down the butchers.
Yeah,
You going for that one?
yeah.
Well, do you know the saying, don't let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
Yeah, don't give away a secret.
Right. Well, do you know how it came about?
No.
Well, ages ago, before like,
Ages ago. 17th century?
yeah, before like,
Yeah. 17's good. Yeah.
before like, proper butchers and Dewhursts and supermarkets and that, you used to get these blokes who sold meat. Right.
Butchers, they were called then, I think.
Yeah, but the difference was they didn't stay in the same place, they moved about. Right, so they'd turn up on a street corner,
Right.
and he'd have like loads of carrier bags of like
Carrier bags?
yeah, with meat in and that, and people would
Plastic
be like,
carrier bags.
Yeah,
Well,
with
whatever.
mobile butcher on them.
Yeah.
right. So
And an
people,
email address.
Yeah, go on.
people went right. Yeah, I need some meat. Right, so they'd go up to this bloke and say, "What have you got?" And he'd say, "Well, I've got a you can have a bag full of pig, or you can have whatever, a bag full of chicken, whatever."
Yeah.
And they'd go, "Yeah, how much?" They go, call it a fiver, whatever.
Yeah.
And they'd buy them, and to make more money, they didn't always fill the bag with what they said was in it.
I thought that might be the case.
Right. So what
Did
they
they
used
ever
to
put
do?
cats in there?
Yeah.
But I don't see what...
Okay, so sometimes they would put a cat in the bag
They'd put a
and
cat
pretend
in
it
the
was
bag.
chicken or whatever else.
Yeah. So
But why was a cat any cheaper than a chicken?
because cats are wandering around the streets, aren't they? Chickens aren't. So they'd get a chicken. They put a chicken on the top so that when they look in it, they'd go, "Yeah, that's all right. Got a bag full of chicken." They'd get home to make the dinner, and they'd be like, "What are we having tonight?" And they'd go, "Well, you'll never guess." and they'd have like, well, you can have a chicken leg, and
But it would be a cat. They'd have to defrost a pizza.
Yeah.
Did they mind that they were eating cat then? In those days?
He didn't say. He just was saying about the saying, don't let the cat out of the bag. It's like, if they see that, they're going to go mad.
I'm mildly disappointed with this story. It's all right if it's true, but there's something about it. It's just I want to know more. He always leaves it. Is it Karl doesn't quench your thirst for knowledge? He creates more. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Well, yeah, he's like the pot noodle of information.
Yeah, do you know? He never. I want to go.
I'm not nourished by it.
It's if for every fact he tells me, there's 10 others that spring up that I have to get clear.
Well, so it was the people that were doing this. It was the dodgy butchers that coined this phrase. Were they saying to each other, "Don't let the cat out of the bag"? I.e., what I mean by that, Jack, is don't let them see the cat.
Yeah.
What we've stuffed in there.
Yeah.
Dodgy butcher. That's another phrase, isn't it?
So that's the first one.
Is that a euphemism or is that dodgy butcher?
As his meat delivered round the back.
Sure.
So that's that one. So let's get your kit on.
What does that mean?
It's a euphemism for homosexuality.
Okay. And meat, presumably, in that means different things.
It doesn't. It's a word that is also a male
would
bird.
it mean chicken or cat necessarily in that context? Or well, I suppose it could.
Yeah. Karl's look at him. Karl looks at you like a cat.
Yeah.
Whenever we leave him behind, if we don't talk like straight at him and let him see our lips moving, and it's monosyllabic and very down. Look, he's lost in that conversation there. He just drifted off, didn't you, Karl?
No, I just was also thinking on animals and that. Something else I was going to use.
Go on.
Was
this isn't a radio show, is it? I just suddenly caught myself. This is nothing.
I told you that before. It's been bad today.
No, but I mean, it's the way, this casual way that it's like we almost have no regard for our listener. And I'm not proud of that. I just don't know what to do about it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to do this properly. I mean, we're just chatting here. I mean, it's only Anderson who's seen through us. And that surprises me, that more people haven't. I mean, what are the figures like? Do people listen to this show?
I'll find out for you.
You keep saying that.
But, there's this parrot. And, apparently it lives
Rick, it's unique, if nothing else. I mean, when you wake up with Woken tomorrow, you're not even going to hear him start a line with there was this parrot.
Go on, there was this parrot, go on.
And it can talk and that. Someone's obviously, taught it how to speak and that. And, it flew away. And it's living in this church. Right? And, people are at the church doing hymns and that. And then
Trouble's brewing.
In between the hymns.
That parrot was owned by an old miner who used to swear a lot.
Yeah. Well,
then the vicar is going to be really annoyed. That vicar, that vicar's going to go on.
I just hope it stays quiet, Rick, during the vicar's sermons.
Yeah, go on.
Have you read it?
No, go on. Have you read it?
No, because that's what happens, right?
Go on, tell us, Karl.
During the hymns, it's sort of effing and jeffing and stuff.
Effing and jeffing?
Yeah.
And everyone's like going, it's quite funny, really, it doesn't know what it's doing. Everyone's having a laugh.
Yeah.
But it's causing a havoc at funerals.
When did this happen?
Not years ago.
John was a much-loved man. He was a wanker!
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was another story.
What can you say about Uncle John?
Bollocks.
Oh, Karl, I love the fact that when you look at things, you go, that's interesting. A parrot that swears at funerals.
That'd be a nightmare.
And it stays with you. You see, for a simple man, you retain an awful lot of knowledge. It's just all rubbish.
It's all
Do you know what I mean? If you just replaced all this rubbish with good stuff, you'd be an intellectual.
Yeah.
Really. Because, I mean, your retention is fantastic.
Yeah. So
Did I lose you again there, did I? Was it the word retention?
We've still got Wash Up With You.
Yeah. Should we play a record and do Wash Up With You?
Yeah, we'll play a bit of Aqualung then.
Aqualung! Alright, that's Aqualung. Good time's gonna come, innit? Right, Karl, come on in, educating Ricky. So, don't let the cat out of the bag, that's where that comes from. Comes from a crafty butcher. Right, go on in.
So the next little headline is Wash Up With You.
Wash Up With You, go on.
You want to know about that?
Yes.
It's a survey that they did. This week.
They.
Yeah, some university did some survey.
Brilliant.
Did a world test on washing up.
Yeah.
And each country were given 140 pots to clean. Brits were the quickest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turkey were the slowest at washing up.
The Turks.
It's not because the little fellas that work in the kitchens with no... Is it?
They can't reach.
Spain were the cleanest, and the Germans were pretty good as well. So
I don't know where to start with this. Honestly, Steve, I don't know where to start with that. Look at his face.
It was really light, right? We've had the parrot, right? These are things that I found. Found the parrot, right? I've told you about the dog in the car wash.
Right, you didn't tell me about that. You said there's a car wash for a dog. That's all you told me.
Yeah,
the
but
parrot, you said there's a parrot. What? It's a problem at funerals.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Do you understand?
And
They used to eat cats.
what else have we got? There's an elephant in India with sore feet.
Why?
There's an elephant in India with sore feet.
No, I'm interested. Why?
Tap
dancing.
Why?
I didn't write that
He's
much
trying
down
to
about it.
break Roy Castle's record. He's still going.
Come on. What is it? What is it? Think.
It's an elephant, and it was really old. It was about 76.
Right.
And it had sore feet because it's old, and
They don't make stair
and
lifts that big, do they?
roads are bad and that.
Yeah, go
so they said, "What are we going to do?" And the town was like, "Oh, you know, we're used to seeing it around. It's part of the thing. You know, we don't want it to have sore feet."
Yeah.
So they got some slippers made for it, and it had like a picture of the elephant looking happy wearing some slippers.
I love him. I love Carl. His world. Think of it. Where did you see this picture?
That was on the internet.
Right.
That's a lesson, though, for any elephants listening. You know, don't wear stilettos to work every day,
No.
because you can do your feet in.
So that
But
it's
don't elephants have really bad memories?
no, they have
great
really good
memories.
memories.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good then. No, I just thought they'd forget where they put them. I thought there was something about elephants having bad memories and that.
It goes on. Where's my slippers?
Yeah.
I'm sure I left them by the test.
So,
Sorry, there's an elephant walking around wearing slippers.
yeah, there was that's in
What
India.
kind of slippers? Those sort of old man ones with the sort of checkered
round
design.
ones, I imagine.
Yeah.
Big round ones.
There was that going on.
And is it happening? Is it happier? I mean, does it feel
No,
more
it looked
satisfying?
it. Looked it.
Did it look... How can you tell? How can you tell the elephants, please?
What else is there? There was a woman who's had a breast insured for 150 grand.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Any
it's
more
what?
information there?
What? Third party fire and theft.
Don't know. It had a picture of her with them, like, you know, out. I just thought, yeah, he should get them covered.
He's done another real joke.
Brilliant, that's a proper joke.
He's done look at his little face. He smiles.
I'd like to see you on one of the sort of TV panel games. If they could bring back sort of celebrity squares,
Yeah.
it'd be amazing as the centre square.
Oh, that would be
Wouldn't that be
incredible.
extraordinary? Or on that countdown in Dictionary Corner.
I imagine him in Dictionary
Well,
Corner.
I've come up with cat. If that
Yeah.
helps at all.
Yeah. Memblent.
Yeah, what does that mean, Carl?
Just anything you want it to mean. Oh, what I've got, there's a dog that's got a cough in Singapore because it smokes 20 a day. Right, okay, another one.
So no, this is the last one in it. So
Yeah.
we'll save it. The last one we've got is why don't they just
Sorry,
get-
what was that? Wash up with you. That was it. But was that it? The survey of washing pots and
I
pans.
didn't
washing
understand.
up.
You said Italy were the cleanest.
No, Spain.
No, Brits were the quickest.
Yeah.
We were the quickest, but Italy was the
Spain was
cleanest.
the cleanest.
Turkey were the slowest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spain were the cleanest.
But why weren't we clean then? Because we were washing up. Why were we not paying attention to the
We did it
bits of dirt
rubbish. We
gristle?
did it quick.
We did it quickly, but I don't understand why it was being rated on.
Who was doing it? Was it Lynette Newman or Ainsley Harriott?
She's quick. Both of them are quick.
Yeah.
Well, they've got like kind of slaves that do it for them.
Did we use fairy liquid?
Don't know. It didn't have.
Did we
all
use a
that.
whole bunch of Boy
Didn't
Scouts?
say that.
Just like
said,
Lynette.
it just said, you know, that.
Who had the
Who
softest
volunteered
hands?
for that?
Who had the softest hands?
So it didn't say. I didn't.
Why is it we don't get notified that this is taking place?
I don't know.
When I was a kid, no one ever said, you know, we need recruits because we're doing a survey on who can wash up
Yeah.
the quickest.
Are you disappointed in yourself with that one, Carl?
It is pretty dull, to be fair, and that is why we've got to bring in either con merchant
Okay.
or a wine merchant.
Or shut up at your face?
Yeah.
Would you be able to, if I put you on the spot in the next, sort of after the next record, would you be able to give an example of how con merchant would work? I mean, is there something you could do just to sort of
Should we
experiment
play a
there?
record? Should we play a record?
Play a
I've
tune.
got a
What do you
cough.
reckon,
I can
Carl?
do better than that.
What?
Ads.
Go on. Travis on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. We're doing Educating Ricky. Right, final one. Come on, Karl.
Right, what was it? It was, why don't they just get a diary or some paper or something to write on?
Yeah.
Because
snappy.
I couldn't think of a heading for it. It's basically,
Go on.
people who have tattoos, I've never understood it, right? That they have something put on their arm.
Right, sorry. Have we started the educate? Is this part of it? Are you educating me? This is something that will be useful in my life that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Go on then.
No, it's just that they've got a machine out, right, that does tattoos.
Tattoos.
You come up with a design you want, and you sort of this machine scans it, and you put your arm in this thing, and you press print or whatever, and then it does the tattoo on your hand or on your
What, like
arm.
loads of little needles that follow a pattern?
Yeah,
the computer,
basically, yeah.
Is it a real tattoo? It's a proper
It's a proper one. The fella said,
Well, as long as it goes out, it pierces the skin with a.
I just wondered if it's one of those kind of, those kind of...
No, it must be lots of little needles or a moving needle that can go
Sorry,
along
but
it.
how is this cleaned, like, in between each person?
don't know, probably, I don't know.
Well, no, it's only that if it's one needle, it's just the head, isn't it? If it's one needle that moves and does it like like loads of little.
What are we gaining from a machine doing it?
Just because they're not going to sort of mess it up.
But hold on, how do you keep your arm still? Because your skin moves slightly. So the machine
it's
won't.
sort of strapped to your arm.
Right,
And
so
the
it's
fella,
spread-
I mean,
so
the
it-
fella said that the tricky thing was in all this, it was the fact that, nobody would let him test it out on anyone else, so he had to do it himself.
But did it work? Because the thing is with a tattoo
works,
artist, they
yeah.
can see when your skin's moved and they can see what they've done and they keep wiping it and looking, whereas a machine's just got to trust itself. So I think one needle could go wrong. If it was a lot of needles, that it just came down, like, 1,000 needles, that was an imprint.
Yeah.
But
No,
obviously I'm asking someone who's hasn't delved any further than there's a machine that can give you a tattoo. That's all you've got at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yeah, basically.
That's all you've got.
I mean, that's what I've got, because I'm not a fan of tattoos. I don't...
But where did you read this again?
This was...
Internet?
This was on the internet, yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay.
And I just don't understand why people do it. That's what got me attention. Because me...
Sorry, what have I learned from this?
that if you wanted to get one, you can get one done by a machine now. People say machines are sort of taking over and that, and there's another one. But it's just the fact. I mean, I don't know.
So give us the snappy title of this education again.
Why don't they just get a diary or some paper or something to write it on? That's what I always think when I see people with loads of tattoos. Like there's that fella who we were talking about the other week in Scotland who was covered 99% in tattoos. It's just like, what have you done that for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't get rid of it now. You've done it now.
Yeah.
One of my uncles, right, Tattoo Stan, he's just caked in them.
Tattoos.
Right.
I don't think he's my proper uncle, but it's just like my dad's got.
Stan.
No, my dad's
That's a province in Russia, isn't it?
my dad's got loads of mates who.
When you
like,
say
have
he's not your
names.
proper uncle,
Do you know how, like, when
Just a bloke who
someone
used to
comes
hang around
round,
with
you
at
all
school?
right, Uncle Stan?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there was my dad had loads of mates like that. There was John the Screw.
right?
So he either works in a prison or he likes to have sex.
Cabbie. Cab driver.
Okay.
There was Jimmy the Hat. I don't know what he
Jimmy
did.
the Hat.
Yeah. And,
Did he wear a
and
hat?
No.
No.
There was Fred the Veg.
You sure he wasn't a relative?
Sorry.
Fred the Veg used to get us like big bags of potatoes and that.
Fred Veg, okay.
And there was Tattoo Stan.
Right.
And he was just caked in them. And I used to always look at him thinking, why have you done that? I must have only been like, 6
I
or
suppose
7.
if you're born with a name like Tattoo Stan,
Exactly.
you're destined,
Sorry,
aren't you,
were
really?
they like a 1950s gang?
I'm worried
just
about...
like,
I'm worried
Who were
about...
doing a bank job?
What was his name? The Hat? What was his name?
Jimmy the Hat.
I'm worried about Jimmy the Hat.
Yeah.
Not having a hat.
I don't understand
Are
it.
you sure he didn't have a hat?
Not when I met him.
Did he ever wear a hat?
I didn't see him that much.
Do you think it was a joke, like, when your mate's sort of like, 8 foot and huge, you call him Little John or Tiny? Do you think...
Well, the fact that he never wore
Yeah,
a
they
hat.
went, hold on, I've noticed something about Jim. Go on. No hat. And I go, oh, true, let's call him Jim the Hat.
Jimmy the Hat, yeah. But me Uncle Stan, he had like loads of them. He did them himself,
Oh dear.
and it was always that
Oh,
thing.
God. What was it things like?
It was he had like the
cross.
cut here, one
Cut
on
here,
the
made in
neck.
Britain.
And if you're going to do them yourself, I'd say at least make sure you're sort of a good drawer.
Yeah.
And don't do it in a mirror so it comes out backwards.
Well, that was the other thing. But, like, I remember he did, I mean, names are all right. He had, like, all his kids' names down his arm. And,
what are they called?
Yeah.
oh, God, it's...
Tattoo Stan Jr.
Yeah.
And,
Paul shits the bed.
I'm trying to...
Oh, Wobby Kate.
Yeah.
But he had...
Frankie never amounts to anything.
Oh, go on.
So he had, like,
Johnny, I don't think he's mine.
so he did all this stuff. I don't even know why I'm telling you about tattoos.
No, nor do I, Carl.
Hey,
to be honest,
I don't know if maybe you just have to picture this. But my sister had to take a photo once. She was working in like a factory, not to denigrate people who work in factories, but there happened to be a particularly oddball, kind of lank-haired, weird guy living working in this factory, and he did his own tattoos, and she took a photo of it because she was so extraordinary. He'd drawn it himself. Now, bear in mind, it was the kind of thing you saw when you were doing art when you were like 15. This is the sort of person who designed their own like heavy rock album cover.
Yeah.
He's that sort of person. So, I mean, like,
was it a dragon with breasts?
You're not far off, Rick.
No.
You're not far off. I'll tell you what it was. He had this tattooed on his back. It took up his entire back. She took a photo of it for me. He drew it himself. He had it tattooed himself, and it was just too much detail. Too much detail for a tattoo. It needs to be fairly simple, I think, to make a tattoo. It was... it was a naked female vampire having a shower.
Why was she having a shower?
Having a shower. Well, that's why she was naked.
Yeah.
And so she was
been out.
beautiful.
She was presumably
She'd been out that night.
Been out, a lot of blood.
Yeah, well, she was naked, so you could see her naked body.
Yeah.
She's quite a beautiful vampire, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Although the symmetry of her face was somewhat off.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that gave it away
had a bad spine.
was that she did have some pointed teeth. And I think that was how you knew she was a vampire.
Right. Was she looking?
But the fact that she was having a shower was very specific,
weird, isn't it?
But he'd sort of drawn in
he said to the eye, he said, "Listen, I want a naked bird, right? But I don't want it to be gratuitous." And he goes, "Well, you could put her in a shower," because then they went. Pop her in the shower.
That at least gives some kind of justification.
That's the plot. I mean, it's justified within the story. She's in a shower. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll have that. Carl.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Any other nicknames your friends of your family had?
What was your nickname, Carl?
Just Pilky. Really.
Because for a minute I thought Carl the Veg would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Carl the Veg. And why has your dad got a little tattoo, Dopey Twat, on his arm?
Right, we'll do the answers to Rockbusters next, yeah?
Brilliant.
Manchester as well, Carl. So you get a little bit of pride there, eh?
I think one of them's one of my mates' dads.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
What's his nickname?
Well, his name was... I don't really want to say his name.
Oh, okay.
Laurie, his first name was.
Yeah. Still is, probably.
Yeah. He was a good lad.
Well, you know those little fellas at school that didn't know each other, weren't related and weren't friends because it would be too obvious, that they had webbed hands and big heads?
Yeah.
What were they? Did they have any nicknames?
Again, too obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, big head, or, you know...
Sure.
Oh, I bet you're good at juggling, or...
Frog twins.
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you guys, because we've just had an email here,